Ideas, that was just as strong as the last. Yes, it disappeared in exactly the same way. Let me guess, the spatial distortion isn't letting up either. You guessed correctly. Well, I can say with more confidence that both instances do indeed have a specific cause. A specific cause? Do you have any idea what it could be? Unfortunately, my senses have been affected by the distortion, so I haven't been able to put my finger on it. I have a feeling the rest of you may have a better chance of locating the source. Do we? Really? Let's give it a shot. We might find a lead if we investigate the area. There has to be something causing these distortions, and we're going to figure out what. Roger that. Alright, let's bust out those fine tooth combs and get to searching. Look at all this flowering grass. I believe we saw the same kind blooming on the path behind the boathouse too. Yep, these are identical, no doubt about it. They're absolutely beautiful. I don't think I recognize them though. I wonder what they're called. It's a step in the dark, but is this it? It might be worth a shot. Pick the bluegrass. Lloyd? Struck with such an urge for flower picking, are we? Well, usually I wouldn't want to disturb them like this, but... Well? How? What was that? It was as if the very air itself started rumbling. Hey Theo, how's the spatial distortion now? The presence of the higher elements has completely vanished. I can no longer sense any anomalous properties in the area. Guess I was right. Wait just a second. Are you telling me those blue plants are what's causing all of this? It's hard to deny after what we've just witnessed. Still, it's insane to think that such a tiny little thing could hold that much power. More like unbelievable. Do any of you know what they're called? I don't, and I also don't detect anything out of the ordinary about them anymore. Perhaps we should have an expert in the field look at them? Good idea. But where though? This one might be out of the scope of what the doctors at the medical college do. For now, we should safely stow them away so that we don't lose them. That way we can have them ready to inspect it in case we find someone qualified. Yeah, let's do that. Oh. Wazi? Is something on your mind? It's nothing urgent, but I might have heard about something like this a long time ago. I vaguely recall there being mention of a mysterious Azure flower in the church's testaments. Really? What, are you serious? Like I said, it was a long time ago, and I was always want to skim when reading. You've been to Ateria, Ellie. Does it sound familiar to you? Well, I wouldn't call myself an expert when it comes to the testaments. But now that you mention it, I do recall something along those lines. There's a legend about an Azure flower imbued with inexplicable powers. Doesn't that sound exactly like what you just witnessed? In that case, perhaps the professional we should be looking to consult is affiliated with a church. I was thinking the same. Let's try asking Sister Marble or Sister Reese about it. That should work. I'm sure either of them would be sufficiently knowledgeable. When we're all set, next stop, Crossbar Cathedral. Look, there's a fishing spot here. But I won't be fishing now. I want to return to the boathouse first. Just to make certain we don't need to pick the other flower. Oh, come to think of it, maybe we should pick these plants too? What do you say? Let's not. We only need one sample to take back, so let's leave them be and see how it goes. We can think of them as a control group of sorts. A good idea. If we were to pick them, they would lose whatever power they have. Yes, but we may have no choice if it causes another cryptid to appear. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. It's nothing we can't handle. Good. I wanted just to make certain. And just to make certain here as well that nothing majorly changed. I hope not. Think that we stayed the same. Evening really crept up on us today. There's still a lot of information together, but I'd like to submit a written report by the end of the night. That would be ideal. Hopefully we'll be able to track some more clues down while we're here. Our best lead at the moment are Reese and Sister Marble. Shall we go and consult them? Yeah, let's head to the Sunday school classroom first. Good evening, SSS. Ah, Mr. Grimwood. Oh, hello, Mr. Grimwood. Good evening to you, too. I don't believe I had the opportunity to see you all since the trade conference. Oh, but I did hear you dropped by my office around noon today. I do apologize for not being available at the time. Not at all. I'm sure you've been keeping busy lately. We heard that you've been helping to draft a preliminary constitution. Did you now? The mayor solicited me with such enthusiasm, I couldn't bring myself to turn him down. And to be perfectly honest, I support his proposal on a personal level. Bringing it into reality will be no simple task, but I'd like to assist in whatever way I can. Wow, I never knew you felt so strongly. I assume that means you're here to petition Adios for an extra bit of divine favor? Something like that. I'm at an impasse in my work, so I thought coming to offer a prayer would be a nice change of pace. It's only human for man to turn to the goddess in times of adversity. I'm with you there, big guy. I've bent the knee a few times myself at Barker. I wish you luck with your work, Mr. Grimwood. The feeling is mutual, my friends. Speaking of work, it's getting to be quite late. Are you here on duty? Yes, that's right. We just have a few quick questions to ask at the cathedral. Dauntless as ever, I see. I suppose we all have a lot on our plates. If there's anything you need, feel free to stop by my office. My door is always open to you. Thanks as always, Mr. Grimwood. Be careful on your way home. No saluting. He seems overworked. Indeed, drafting a constitution likely takes more effort than we can even imagine. Cosmo's future hinges on the words he writes. The Empire and the Republic will scour for even the most trivial reason to declare it invalid. Yikes. We may not have any cryptids to subdue, but that doesn't make his work any less taxing. On that note, should we be making our way to the classroom? Point taken, let's go. Okay, let's continue. We are forced to join today's Sunday school lesson. What were you thinking, spying on the class like that, Hamel? What? That was you, Tamil. Come on, Hamel. Don't try to pin the blame on me. Well, at least we got to do a lot of studying. Wasn't it worth it? Maybe for a book-loving nerd like you. I hate studying. I distinctly remember from the exploration that Tamil was one who suggested it. Mr. Grimwood visits the cathedral from time to time, the way he did earlier. It would seem that his trips become more frequent whenever his work is particularly stressful. I don't know exactly what's weighing on his heart and mind right now, but I do hope he can find solace praying to the goddess. I noticed Ian Grimwood arriving at the cathedral earlier. He paid his respects to Guy's grave, as well as the grave of Arias' wife. Is there something strange about that? No, it's not especially important. He seems to have been busy lately. I hope this visit was a good reprieve for him. Here lies Guy Bennings. If you don't mind me asking, I know by now that your older brother's grave is here, Lloyd. But what about your parents? Now that you mention it, you and Guy lost your parents when you were young, correct? Yeah, it was 15 years ago. Honestly, I was so little, but I don't remember the details very well. All I know is that they passed away in an orbital airship accident. It was on a new ship that had just gone into commission. An airship accident? That's terrible. They only had just started implementing them for commercial use then, so safety concerns were still an issue. Yeah, the ship went down in a mountain range. They were never able to recover any remains. Guy was devastated by it. To make matters worse, he then had to raise his kid brother all by himself. I only wish I could repay him for all those years. Lloyd. If it makes you feel any better, I doubt your big bro ever saw it as a burden. That's right. When he spoke of you, Lloyd, he would refer to you as a natural baby face who was too cute to handle. Not much has changed since. Can you imagine little bitty Lloyd at 3 years old? He must have been adorable. I can see it, honestly. He was probably so sweet and cuddly that you just want to squeeze him. Might be a little too easy to picture. Guys, knock it off. Anyway, sorry for taking up our time. Let's head to the cathedral. I've gotten into the habit of reading before going to bed lately. But silly me, I accidentally bought 2 copies of the same book the other day. Perhaps you would like the extra copy? Please, take it. Sunshine Agnes, Chapter 7. Nothing to say to Arias' wife? I believe I just saw Ian Grimwood in here a few moments ago. He looked rather fatigued. Hopefully the holy air of the cathedral was just what he needed to get his energy back. I'm sure he will be fine now. After all, he did come here to pray. I think that's enough sprucing up for now. This is the part of the cathedral that sees the most foot traffic. It's important that we keep it neat and tidy for our parishioners. Talk has been circulating about mysterious giant monsters emerging all over Crossbill. Now that the CGF has notified us of the situation, we are working to spread as much awareness as we can. Are you looking for Sister Marble? She's currently in the middle of teaching the older children over in the classroom. Sister Juju is shadowing her as part of her training, so it may take a while. Reese Argent. She must be her younger sister. I'd stake my mitre on it. My mitre. I'd stake my mitre on it. Trust them. Just what this sorted a lot scheming up this time. Sounds like he's deep in thought over something. It looks like the older kids are still in class at the moment. Yes, so evidently Kia isn't in attendance today. May I help you all? Archbishop Eralda! Good evening! If I remember correctly, you're both youth from the Crossbow Police. You've come to see Sister Marble, I presume? That's right. We wanted to consult her about the plant we found today. A plant, you say? Is it some type of medicinal herb, perhaps? No, not exactly. We think it might have been referenced in the Testaments. Is that so? In that case, I would be willing to offer you my expertise in her stead. Believe it or not, I'm rather well versed in herbalism as well as general botany. Oh, that's right. You helped us with a lupinus grass request earlier this year. I mean, our request was literally go to him, get the grass from him. I guess he helped us? Yeah? I'll leave a decision to you. Come to my office if you wish to speak with me about this further. Well, that happened. It's hard not to hold my breath every time he's around. Well, he did offer. Why not take him up on it? Crossbred State Founding Charter outlines that 10% of all state tax revenue is paid back to Urbonia and Calvert. Again, this has been the case since the state was founded and was decided upon by the two major powers, being that they hold suzerainty. If, however, Crossbred were to become an independent state, it would be freed from such unfavorable economic policies. Of course, it's easier said than done. Independence is anything but a given. Sister Marble's lessons are just so informative. No, wait, I'm here to learn how to teach, not learn the actual subject matter. I'm studying how to become a more effective teacher by observing Sister Marble in class. The thing is, she's so good at this that I find myself wanting to take notes on the lesson instead of how she teaches. She's an excellent teacher then. I see, that makes sense. I love how easy to understand Sister Marble's lessons are. Is that Kia girl not coming to class today? Oh wait, now that I think about it, I guess she only joins us for math or natural science lessons. Then I was like staring at her bright green hair in class too. Kia usually sits in front of me when she comes to our class. Something about gazing at her bright green hair is very relaxing to me, though I should be paying attention. Oh man, these higher level lessons are more difficult than I thought they'd be. I should have studied more at home. You think Sister Marble's got any tips for shaving off a few curums? Lena Lee, now is like literally not the time for this. You're gonna get us yelled at. You two, quiet down, class is in session. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. See, I totally called it. Sorry. Jeez, did you seriously have to get us both put on blast? Anyway, the Archbishop. Pardon us, Archbishop Eralda. It's the special support section. You may enter. Now, state your business. You claim to have discovered a plant spoken of in the Testaments. Well, we haven't actually been able to confirm anything just yet. Maybe it would be best if we started from the beginning. On one hand, mysterious creatures. On the other, discrepancies in the fabric of space and time itself. Yes, and those creatures are different from the ones that previously appeared in Stargazer Tower and the Moon Temple. Oh wait, I almost forgot. Noel did mention consulting with a church after our joint investigation. This flowering grass, do you happen to have a sample with you right now? Yes, we do. They're not glowing like they were before we picked them, but here you are. It can't be. Does that mean what I think it does? You know what they are after all? No. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I haven't the slightest idea. What? Well, stop holding out on us. Your reaction just now tells us otherwise. Then I'm afraid your judgment is mistaken. It was I who invited you into my office. Thus do I now insist that you leave. You may not realize this, but I'm a very busy man. You have got to be kidding. And I suggest you not bother Sister Marble either. She may be a knowledgeable woman, but if I was unable to identify them, then I assure you that neither can she. And if she were familiar with them, that would present a problem in and of itself. Hold on a second. The way you're talking implies that you definitely know what they are. Think whatever you will, my previous answer still stands. You could send Commander Bales to my door, if you pleased. It wouldn't change a thing. We should go, Lloyd. I don't think we're going to get any more out of him. You're right. Thank you for your time, Archbishop. I pray you hold this against me. What was his problem? Old man shut us out like we were covered in fleas. Didn't even try to help us. Randy. He didn't seem all that concerned about hiding his intentions, at least. It almost seemed as though he felt he was doing us a favor somehow. It might be something the church considers taboo. So much so that even Sister Marble wouldn't know anything about it. But doesn't all this talk of secrecy just make you want to know more about that? It's not as if they can stop us from reading the testaments front to back ourselves. I suppose that's not out of the question, but who knows how long that could take. I've studied them before, yes, but that was so long ago, I couldn't even tell you which verse or what book to start from. I doubt you find the details you're hoping for in the traditional canon. Huh? You're... Reese? Keep your voices down. Come meet me in front of a parsonage. Try not to arouse any suspicion leaving the cathedral. What should we do? Well, Reese has tried to the grounds with her. I think she's our best bet. Let's go hear what she has to say. Yes, I agree. Follow me, please. I prefer if the others didn't see us. Right. Pardon us. Afterwards, Lloyd and the others were shown to Reese's room. They then outlined what they knew about the blue flowers and recounted the conversation they'd had with Archbishop Iralda. Now I understand. It doesn't surprise me if the Archbishop refused to divulge anything to you. Huh? You know something about it, Reese? Yes, about this particular plant you've picked. I believe it's the same one written about in the church's testaments. However, I should say it's unofficial testaments, the Apocrypha. Apocrypha? By unofficial, you mean their testaments not recognized by the Septian Church? Yes, that's correct. Even within the church itself, few are permitted to ever lay eyes upon them. However, an exception is granted to the Growlswitter. That's to say, we are allowed to read the Apocrypha. It's a necessity, given how many artifacts are outlined within the pages of both testaments. Now I get it. And you're saying this blue plant is also written about in the Apocrypha? Yes, a particular Azure flora is mentioned in the Book of Ladder. It blooms in locations above Septian veins and is said to be an omen of things to come, be they for weal or woe. They call it pleroma grass. That name... Isn't that the one written in the cult's records? The main ingredient used in Gnosis? That's correct. Could have sworn we heard the last of that stuff. It's all coming full circle. So that's what they're using. Many of the mysteries left behind by the cult have remained inscrutable even to the church. There's also Archbishop Herolda to contend with. He's been stonewalling us from investigating the traces left by Joachim Günther. Wait, there's something I don't understand. If this pleroma grass stuff is a key ingredient used in Gnosis, then what is it doing blooming all over Crossbow right now? What does it mean? That's a good question. The fact that it corresponds with the cryptid's emergence is also cause for concern. A plant that blooms atop Septian veins. Not to mention one known simultaneously as a good and bad omen. Yeah, I'm not liking the way these pieces are falling into place. Regardless of what it means, this isn't something we can handle on our own. Let's return to the SSS building for now and give the chief our report. Reese, would you mind if we relate what you told us to the guild and the CGF? Well, I suppose not, as long as you refrain from mentioning me by name. Still trying to avoid the watchful eye of the Archbishop, are you? Naturally, we wouldn't do anything to compromise you, Reese. Then I have no objections. I'm going to get in touch with a Growlswitter before beginning my own investigation. Would you be willing to exchange information with me if either of us makes progress? That would be no problem at all. Thank you for your help. Lloyd and the others then returned to the SSS building. They quickly put together a report on the cryptids and pleroma grass, taking care to include every detail. The report was then sent to the CGF and the Bracer Guild via the Orbital Network. Now, I have a little question. Didn't Vasi mention he read about this grass in the Testaments? However, Reese just said they're only in the Apocrypha that very few people have access to. Something isn't adding up here. After enjoying a late dinner with the chief and Kia, they succumbed to the exhaustion of the day and went back to their rooms for a good night's sleep. Now that's what I'm talking about. I've never felt better. With this, I'll crush him. Crush him till he's nothing but dust. What took you, huh? Yeah. Yeah. No worries, huh? I can go anytime you want. What is happening? That sounded like Walt. Just one condition. We handle things my way, got it? I see. So this Pleroma stuff was the main ingredient in my drug, huh? If that's the case, the department is going to overlook it growing across the state. We were planning on continuing our investigation alongside the guild, but... Is there some other matter you feel warrants attention? You could put it like that, but I think it's a job best left to the other divisions. The referendum is getting close and there's bound to be a lot of unrest in the city. Put your focus there. The priority right now is to quell the anxieties before things get out of hand. That's a very good point. So in other words, crisis management. In that case, what do we do regarding today's plans? We already finished our part of the cryptid search yesterday. Well, if we got time, we could always go give us bases a hand anyway. What's the matter? Something on your mind? Well, I was just thinking... Why don't we try paying the Rosenberg studio a visit? That place does have ties to the society. Oh yeah, totally forgot. We're not in a position to search the studio without a warrant, of course. But if you recall, the old man living there told us something the last time we visited. If you have no particular business here, then we have nothing to speak about. You may visit me again when you have a reason to. I will at least hear what you have to say, if only out of respect for Ren. It may be worth stopping by to see him, though doing so does come with its fair share of risks. Maybe so, but I for one would like some insight into that mysterious boy's objectives. For all we know, he could be taking shelter in that very studio. I think we should go too. We have to consider the circumstances. There's no telling what the major powers might do at a moment's notice. We can't afford to leave some shady criminal organization to its own devices on top of it all. That's a fair assessment. Should we make the studio our first priority then? Yeah, let's get a feel for the situation. Depending on where things go, you may end up needing a search warrant after all. Guess we just have to see. Alright, enough round table talk. Let's head on out. Hey guys. Does that mean you're leaving for work now? Yeah, that was the plan. Aren't you going to the library today, Kia? Yeah, I want to find a book in Braille for Shizuku. I'm gonna buy groceries on my way home. Is there anything you want for dinner? Shopping for groceries. Will you be okay on your own, Kia? We know you've been handling all the cooking lately, but even so... It's fine, I buy groceries for Momo's dad and Oscar all the time. And I'm already friends with a Legion Foods lady at times too. Wow, really? Why the surprise? This is Kida we're talking about. Well, in that case, why don't we go for some hot pot today? Can't think of a better cure for this chilly weather. Oh, that's a good idea. It would be like a team-building exercise, but with food. Hot pot, huh? I suppose that means we'll be eating Eastern style tonight. Can you handle that, Kia? I think I can manage. I want to make the broth from scrap, so I'm gonna go to the stalls on East Street. Well, look our little head chef here. We have yet to even leave, and already I look forward to coming home. Thank you, Kia. We'll try our hardest to make it back on time. You got it! Now, first, we have a lot of new quests. Package Pandemonium, Capua Delivery Service Errand. Some packages had their addresses mixed up by mistake, and they were delivered to the wrong places. We need some assistance getting them all to the rightful recipients. Come to the Crossbelt Airport for more details. Theme Park Trouble. Park Staff Hanks. Michelin Wonderland is recruiting people to help everyone's favorite mascot, Michi. We need your help to fulfill children's dreams. We eagerly await you at the entrance to the theme park. To get here, just take a cruise ship from Crossbelt City's harbor district. One born every minute. From Chief Tolter. The situation in the village has changed since you were here yesterday. We are once again requesting that you make an investigation to the suspicious merchant. I'll be waiting for you at Harold Hayworth's house in the residential district of the city. And West Crossville Highway Monster. A dangerous monster, Nepenthes G, has been sighted on West Crossville Highway. Please deal with it. Look like we have a few new ones. What's the plan? Work our way through them after we're done at the doll studio? I'm not sure that's a good idea. We don't know what might happen when we get there. I think we should take care of as many of these requests as we can beforehand. You're right. That visit could end up with us conducting a search and seizure, for all we know. Okay, let's make our way up the mountain path after we take care of these requests. And we better find time to respond to Michelin Wonderlands, or so help me. We've been getting a lot of paperwork at the department thanks to the referendum. Some of it raises a few eyebrows, but you just let the other division sort it out. Quelling public anxiety comes first. Don't neglect your support requests before you investigate the doll studio. I got a stuffed plushie here that Kia would probably love to bits. I think I'm going to give it to her. Wow, is this for me? Thank you so much, Lloyd. You're very welcome. Yep, this looks good. A new decoration was added to Kia's room. I put this one here. And another one, because I had two. And that one. I put this one here. Do we have a moment, Kia? Oh, Lloyd. Yeah, it's okay. Wow, you didn't waste any time giving those plushies a home, huh? It really is a sight to behold. Aren't they all super cute? Oh, one thing, phone. This one's not actually a plush. The menu says it's a costume that you're supposed to wear. A costume like for a mascot? I could see someone your size fitting inside it, actually. Really? Then wanna help me put it on? Sure, but just so you know, it's going to be hot in there. I've heard these things can get real stuffy real fast. I'll be okay, probably. Besides, I need you to see how it looks on me. Well, okay. If she's this daring now, I can only imagine the antics she'll get into when she's my age. And we're set. How is it, Kia? Comfortable? Yep, I'm totally fine. It's kinda nice and cool in here, actually. Huh, really? Guess we must have put a lot of work into the ventilation. Ta-da! Whoa! Wow, it's even cuter than I ever could have imagined. You mean it? Good morning! It's nice to meet you! Oh, it's too much, my heart can't take it. Are you in there, Lloyd? You're taking so long to come down, but we came to get you. Oh yeah, sorry to keep you guys waiting. Fair warning, don't step inside unless you're ready to have an adorable overdose. Huh? An adorable overdose? What in the world are you? Huh? Well, looky here, it's Ellie and Theo. Top of the morning to you. Whoa, huh? This is a cold rat. Cold rat for cutie alert. You're so cuddly, Kia. What we have here should be inconceivable on this plane of existence. No Epstein Foundation lab could ever hope to reproduce this level of pure, unfiltered adorability. Ellie, Theo, can't breathe. I can only take so many hugs. What's all the ruckus up here? Holy mother of ages. Is that Kia? I wanna hug her too. Make room, make room. I didn't expect to walk in on a crime scene. Multiple victims, cause of death, cuteness overload. Imagine having a lethal weapon like her on the battlefield. She could end wars as quickly as she started them. That might be more true than we realize. I surrender! Can you guys let go of me now? After a while, the girls finally regained their senses. An indefinite ban was placed on Penguin Kia for the safety of everyone in the building, lest they fall victim to her indomitable cuteness. Completed Kia's stuffed plush collection. Alright, but I think I make a cut here and we continue this next time. Until then, I'm Mace and don't get lost.